Hey friends, it's your pal SVH here. I just wanted to take a quick second to give you a little bit of my own personal testimony on Hempworx products. I've been using this stuff for about 6 weeks now and really seeing a difference in just my overall energy, my wellness, my morning aches and pains don't last as long, and I just really been enjoying it. I've been using the 750 tincture, and also been enjoying the coffee quite a bit, and drinking that in the morning and then again in the afternoon, and finding that works really well for me. I've also had really great luck with the CBD melatonin capsules, and I've even tried out the sleep spray. So if you haven't tried out Hempworx, you need to get over there and give it a shot. Hempworx.com/highervibesvh.
Hey, there you have it. What's up, friends? It's your old pal SVH here. Welcome to Higher Vibes with SVH. And today we got a real special guest, my good buddy Jay over at Spiritually Raw, the ass whooping truth, which they give you every day, which I love. Awesome subtitle. Right. And no, Jay has been a good friend the last few months. We've really got to know each other and kind of learned a little bit about not only our spiritual paths, but also just kind of, what we're trying to put out into the world through the channels that we're on, and really what we can do to help each other find opportunities to grow and to, really expand our consciousness and also our well-being and our financial well-being as well. So been a lot of fun being able to share on the channels over here, and just want to start by saying, Jay, all that you've done to support us all on this channel and on all these channels, journey we have building this network together. So I'll open it up. Give a little introduction pleasure, on yourself, and yeah. You want to introduce yourself, or is there anything you'd like to kind of jump in and say before we jump in here?
Yeah, man. Well, just really kind of thanks for having me today. I really appreciate getting introduced to your audience, and just hopefully today, you and our conversation will be able to provide some value for people, right? And hopefully some breakthroughs for people. Yeah, that's what we're here for. Try to help people get to that next level of vibe, right?
That's right. It's funny. Somebody just wrote in here that everybody's watching Trump, and I didn't even think about that. I just set the time for 4:20 time. The whole kind of 420 cannabis hemp kind of correlation there. Just trying to be artsy, but yeah, okay, cool. So he's not till 4:55. We get time. Thanks, folks.
There you go. Yeah, join on in, everybody. This will get you ready. It'll get you nice and calm before you won't go watch that, right?
That's right. So everybody on my channel pretty much knows kind of my spiel and what I do and what I am. I'm a spiritual teacher by heart, musician by nature, and by day trade, I'm a cannabis professional. So with that being said, there's a lot of real correlation between the things that we're doing on the different channels here, and especially with regards to the Hempworx products. And I wanted to take a day here in a live setting to be able to kind of bounce some things back and forth off each other, and talk to people about hemp and cannabis and CBD. And I do have some expertise there, working in the industry, and also I've become a certified cannabis wellness coach. So the whole wellness side of it to me is really important. And I was looking for some different things to kind of express myself and to share some of my spiritual path and some things like that. And, came across Prime Minister and a lot of his work. And I was already watching Spiritually Raw, and a lot of the other guys. Pimpy has been a huge, influence on my financial well-being all year. And I just wanted to really get out there and start getting something going. So I've been doing the Daily Nugget every day, sharing a little piece of wisdom there, trying to get on some shows and talk about cannabis and wellness. So hoping to do this every week, to start a live cannabis show or hemp show where we can talk about all these things and answer questions. And so that's the whole idea. This is the very first live show. So
right on, buddy. I'm glad to be part of it.
Yeah. So Jay, tell me a little bit about kind of like you and kind of your background a little. I know you're an entrepreneur by heart. I know we're very, very similar in that nature, where we're always trying to find ways to better ourselves, but also use our platform to better the lives of others and help other people. So I really sense that same sense of passion that, if you're going to do something and you're going to put something into your energy into it, it's got to be something that you believe in. And tell us a little bit about how Spiritually Raw kind of came about, and then transition that into, kind of where you're at with the entrepreneurial aspect with the Hempworx.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for that, man. So, like I said, I mean, I've been self-employed for a long time, and I've always pretty much since my early 20s, always been in my own business of sorts. And so, and I had an insurance agency, April and I did, an insurance agency, financial services, company too. And then we had that back when everything's just booming, right? And so it's really, that was good for us. I mean, very good financially, right? But there was nothing there that was really feeding that soul. There was just, but we knew it was like, hey, the money's good. So, but that was good. So, you do what you got to do at those times. But then again, one day we just decided, hey, you know what, let's just sell the thing. Let's figure out what the next thing is in our lives. Right. So we sold it. And just, we were always very intrigued with the spiritual world in general. Very, very intrigued. I mean, from every part of it, every belief system. I mean, we wanted to know it all. We were at that point in our lives where we were like, we were like sponges. No, I'm not kidding. It's like, anybody had something cool to share, we wanted to know about it. So that became a real personal dedication for us. And so as we started to do that, we still didn't really know what we were going to do after we sold our business, but we figured we needed to do something on the internet. We knew that. Okay. We knew that, well, if we're going to do something, we better figure out this thing called the internet pretty quick. And so we just started getting a camera on, as we're actually at that point, we were doing it on radio, and just started talking to people and started recording it. So when we first started the show, it didn't come in with any intent of, let's have a show that's a whole, thing, right? It was just, let's start talking to people and see how this all goes, and we'll learn throughout the way. And then it started to just kind of catch up. The first couple of shows were rough, but after we got through the, that learning experience of it all, it started to catch fire. And then from there, we realized, hey, this is something here. There's something on with the show here. So we started to do that. And then that was about 10 years ago. We started it. Yeah. And then, but after a couple of years, we had people, because we pretty much got the entrepreneurial formula figured out with shows, if you would, at that time, because of our business backgrounds. And so we started to get people contact us and ask us to consult with them on, hey, how do I do the same thing here for us?
Amazing.
So, yeah, so we started doing that. So then that show took a hiatus for about 5-6 years.
Okay.
We really, because again, we just got really busy, kind of back into what we were doing. It was just a different product. It was more consulting, right? And then April just had really been wanting to get back into it, so we were just like, let's give it a go again. So last year in May, we decided, hey, let's give it a go again. So here we are now, a year later, doing it almost a year later now, kind of like spiritually raw reloaded kind of thing.
Nice.
Like that.
No, that's really cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of been the trend. Before we run radio a lot, we did a little bit of video, but this since May of last year has really been pretty much our first experience on any type of YouTube or anything.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny, YouTube and the whole way, the forum and the platform, I come from the music world. So I was a touring musician for a long time. And, that was a way that, my YouTube channel blew up in terms of, views, because I'd had all these videos of my old band projects and stuff that were, I was the hired gun for all the big name rock stars. So whenever I'd put those up, I'd get all these views and all these different things. And I actually started a whole, there used to be a thing called Ning, N-I-N-G.
Yeah, I remember Ning.
Yeah. And I had a whole thing on Ning called the mysticism of, what was it called? Something about the mystic art of self-discovery. That's what it was. And it was a whole group that I had when I was on tour. I would interact with fans and talk to people on there and get the whole thing built up. And then I started doing, I wrote a book in 2008 called Mind Over Metal. And when I did that, I, would talk about the subjects in there on this. And it was really cool just to kind of see where you could go with reaching out and having a platform, having your own real platform. And same kind of thing, just life took in other directions and
life took another direction,
and then you come back to it. But I love that there's a lot of correlation between, what we've done and what we are doing. I'm actually a consultant in the cannabis space. So I do, sales, but not direct sales. I'm more of a sales consultant and marketing specialist. And I work with different brands to, connect the dots between the shops that want their product and, and the product that the shops want and things like that. So yeah, with that being said, I wanted to get into a little bit about Hempworx and hemp and some of our experience with that, because I know that, from the time that we've spent on some calls together and things like that, this really is an amazing entrepreneurial opportunity. And, we are passionate about giving off something good and giving off something, that helps. And I'm not I'm a salesperson. That's what I do for a living, but I'm not a salesperson by heart. I only sell what I love and what I believe. I used to be successful in selling musical instruments because I know, that's something
what you
close to
believe.
my
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah.
And the same thing with cannabis, it's done such a thing with my life. And now with hemp being the sister plant of cannabis and being, legalized or decriminalized and the space being opened up for that, there really is an opportunity for people to really step in and make some money with hemp. And it's just funny because like you see hemp everywhere. Like I got hemp tennis shoes, right? I got hemp shoes, and these are some comfortable shoes. Let me tell you, I got hemp t-shirts for my old band, I got hemp underwear, but I'm not going to show you those.
Don't do it.
No, I mean, look, there's hemp superfood products, there's hemp water, there's hemp capsules, there's hemp tinctures,
everything,
there's hemp coffee, there's everything, and you even go to Bed Bath and Beyond, and I've seen CBD infused bracelets.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this going to do? So it is really super confusing for the consumer to kind of know what is real and what's not, what's really something that I want to ingest or to put into my body and what's something that I don't. So I just kind of wanted to take a little time and talk about the opportunity, kind of how you came across, My Daily Choice and the Hempworx network and, what got you excited about it. And I want to thank you for bringing me into the network. I think it's been a really good opportunity because, this is just an opportunity to talk about something that I love and that I share with people already. And if I have the experience and the knowledge, that's what we're here for. We have to share that with other people. We have to open people's minds to this and really hopefully enlighten people to a way that can enrich their lives to something much better. So tell us a little bit about kind of where the Hempworx thing kind of came in for you.
We were actually, we're doing the show, right? And then, we're just connected with a lot of the other YouTubers on there. And then Prime was actually, I saw him drinking coffee a lot, right? And he was just really energy. There you go. And he was really energetically. And I was like, and I'm not a coffee drinker. And, but I remember just like seeing his transformation, right? Like literally seeing his transformation on air, like his energy, his vibe. I mean, the weight loss and everything that was going on for him. And I was like, man, that's pretty cool. And I remember April saying, she's like, got to find out what the hell he's taking, you know what I mean? And what that's like. Right. So we got on the phone and she's like, what was that? And it was really good timing for us because how you were just talking about the shoes and the supplements and everything like that. For the last year or so, April and I have been really super diligent about like, we got to find a way to get into the CBD or medical marijuana business because it's going to explode. If it's already starting to, but it's going to explode and would be crazy not to get that business. So we went through, we talked to a lot of different companies. We tried the products and, when I tried the products, they were like mediocre at best, but I didn't know they were mediocre at best at that time. I just thought that's kind of what it was. Right.
Right.
But then when I saw that, I was like, listen, and, I tried it. I was like, let me give it a try after I seen Prime doing it. I didn't myself personally, I'm not a coffee drinker, but I tried some of the other products and, man, I got to tell you, I went like within a day or two, it's like a whole nother level of something happened, and I can't explain it other than it felt like literally an activation of sorts. It literally felt like an activation. I mean, mind, body, spirit. I mean, I didn't have any of those anxiousnesses, those nervousnesses, none of that stuff that you get on your day to day. I work out every day, and I didn't have to feel like I had to, needed anything to, help me, relieve that. This was working just fine for me. So with that, because we never really promoted a product on our show before, and with that, we were like, I was like, we took it more like, this is amazing. Scott, I tell you, brother, I truly feel after taking this, something happened where it's not just me, April, but a lot of people, I feel like I found God or something.
Yeah.
Just that connection to source has just been like there. I mean, my, this uncanny, this very welcoming though, ability to be able to just really tap into the source, just get the creativity is just that like, man, it's off the charts. But then the creativity comes with the execution of that, being able to take an idea and implement it. So it's almost like simultaneously happening.
Absolutely.
So we felt like, hey, this is not even, we didn't think about it from that part of it. We knew it was a business. We said, yes, it would make sense for us to become an affiliate because we have a show and obviously to use our show to be able to share it with people. And if, they find value in it, they'll want to do that. But for us, it felt like really, really going in with, after trying the product, it felt more like an obligation in it that, hey, people can feel this good.
Yeah.
There's a way people can feel like this. And it's like, we just got to share it with people. And that's how that started. So that was the business side of it. So for us, it's really been more of it's been a it's been a real charge to be able to say, hey, wake up. If everybody's all about, we're in 2021 right now, that the vibrations need to be higher to be able to manifest those things, to be able to create this 5D world, or, all these things that people talk about, then you know what? Looks like there's something here that looks like it's a tool to help us out.
Absolutely. No, and that's
right.
that's 100%. You hit it on the head, because that's everything that I teach. And I try to show people through everything. It's all about vibration and frequency, and everything is vibration. Everything is frequency. So you can be at a lower frequency, or you could be at a higher frequency. We get knocked out of tune all the time. Our body has different frequencies for every different organ, for every different energy center. And what happens is we get knocked out of tune all day long, and we need something to kind of tune us back up. So I always joke, people always say, hey, I'm going to go toke up. I don't toke up, I tune up, because for me, that's what it is. Now, there's been a lot of talk about, I've done a lot of research about it. I don't know all the particulars of it, so I won't, say I'm an expert on everything with frequency, but frequency has been a big part of my life, and vibrations and so forth. And so, that's really how all these plants work, is they raise your vibration. They do something to tune you back to a natural state. So, I have 2 herniated discs, and I used to tour with one of the guys from Korn, and the whole thing is you're bent over like this with this big heavy guitar slung low. And so that wrenching on my back every day really took its toll. And I had 2 herniated discs, and there was times, it was just really hard to even walk out on stage. But CBD has really helped with relief for that. It's just helped me to feel more comfortable, more relaxed. It really does something to where it just opens.
Okay, buddy, are you there?
So there?
Did we lose you?
We're back.
All right, no worries.
Cool. So, if you have weight issues, the weight's going to pull on your back. It's going to cause strain on your back, things like that. So say all of a sudden your stomach starts feeling better, you have better digestion, you start feeling better there. It's going to take things away from the pressure on the back, and then the back feels better. When these things go away, then your mind clears up. You got 2 less things you got to worry about and think about every day, right? Because your attention is always on your discomfort, or what isn't good about your life, or what isn't, at that higher vibration. And that ends up getting the more of our focus. And what we try to teach in our work, what I try to teach as a Sufi mystic, what you teach as a spiritual guide, is just that, that you have to vibrate at the level that you want to vibrate at, and don't let yourself get pulled back, but it's hard when you're dealing with physical ailments or other things like that. And every layer that you can peel back some relief just opens up a whole new experience for you. And it really does free up the mind to really raise to another vibration.
It does.
Yeah, we're talking a lot about the frequency of plants lately too. Go ahead.
Yeah, I noticed too, the other thing, man, is like, life happens for people. everybody goes through their thing, right? But I noticed, like, the other thing is, like, just to help. And this is really why I want to relate it to vibration, because, it's like literally it vibrates at a level of love. Like, you don't have those kind of thoughts, you know what I mean? You don't have those messed up thoughts in your head. I don't know what it does. You know what I mean? It just really gives you a different outlook on life. Like, things that would normally agitate or irritate me don't at all.
That's the amazing thing about the plant too. And I think why it ties into frequency and it is love, and I know we did a team call a couple days ago, and someone mentioned an article about, CBD resonating at a frequency of 400 hertz, and how that, ties in with the love energy. And I could totally believe that, because love is all there is, and love is a cure-all. It's it's a salve that can kind of fix any wound when it's really executed and given right, and with the right intention. And so I think using these plants with the right intention, it does pour over love in us. And we have this endocannabinoid system, so we're wired already to receive these healing benefits of these plants. And what's amazing to me is that you can use it, and it goes where it's got to go. You don't need this kind of supplement for your blood pressure, and this kind of supplement for your, like all these different things that you have to take vitamins and pills for, and all these, you got 10 different pills. And I guess somebody's rocking out now.
That's all good. It's part of the theme, man. How good.
Part of the vibe here. Yeah. But that's the whole thing, is that you just get knocked out of tune so much, and having something that kind of brings you back to that, that whole state, that state of wholeness and harmony, because we have enough disharmony in our lives and in our bodies. So being able to bring more harmony back into the mix is really,
I noticed too, like I'll take it when I'm looking for like maybe a boost, right? Or just whatever. And I'll notice like during the day, like I don't have, the other thing I noticed, because I don't drink coffee, but I'm like at cruising altitude. I don't have any highs or lows. I'm just at a nice cruising place. And then and then sometimes my energy will be there. It's good. And then when I want to wind down, I could take that same thing, and I'm just like I noticed you mentioned it too on your right before the show started. I'm a big fan, and I fell in love with that melatonin, myself. That really was just a great thing for me.
That stuff works so well, and like for
well.
sleep, and I don't sleep much, and it's part of my spiritual practice is that you eat less, you sleep less, you talk less, so it's not a real big deal. And I think when you meditate a lot and you do other things for wellness, you need less sleep. But for me, it's like it's hard to stay asleep through the night, so I don't really get a full restful sleep. But with this stuff, I was really getting such a restful sleep that it got to the point where I was having the most vivid dreams. And it was just so I felt like I was awake, because I'm dreaming so vivid. It's almost like I'm in reality and awake. So it's really, that's just my body chemistry, but that's how it really reacted for me.
Well,
really getting these vivid dreams too.
If you think about it, it's like when you take, like I took it too, and I noticed my dreams were there, but then when I thought about it, I was like, man, these dreams are very vivid. And I didn't chalk it up to I could have chalked it up, I should say, to the melatonin. But the other part of it really for me was about, hey, this is the time of night when, you can tap that source, that vibration. You know what I mean? The veil is thinner, if you would. So, maybe, you're just getting that information. So the importance, it really laid out the magnitude of the importance of really being rested, to be able to do that. But you're right, man. I love that. I don't leave home without that. That's for sure. That is absolutely always in my travel kit for sure.
Yeah, we're good. And just for the fun of it, for shits and giggles, as we say, I got some of the sleep spray too, and that's non-CBD related, but their whole line of sprays. I liked the stuff the herbal mix that was in the sleep spray blend, and that really works well. My wife and I really like that. We've ordered it a couple times because it really just helps to get you to sleep, and then also have a relaxing sleep, a more deeper sleep. So I
haven't tried those.
Yeah,
I haven't tried that one yet.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk for a minute about a couple of the things that, we're talking right now, actually, about some of the things that we like and what we like about them. One thing that I love so much about the Hempworx oil, and being, a cannabis professional and kind of knowing about the extraction methods and so forth. And, but I love it when Megadeth shows up next door. I actually do, but timing is impeccable. Anyway, but yeah, the 750 tincture I really like quite a bit. For me, that seems to be like a good amount for the different things that I'm really trying to target. And so one thing about, that I wanted to kind of show and talk about the difference between the different oils. It's hard to know what products are good and what are not. And the reason we push Hempworx so much is because we know it's good quality. We know really what it is, and it's the closest thing to source. That's what I really want to emphasize. So I brought myself a little baggie here.
There you go.
Some actual hemp flower. So this is grown in Humboldt, California. This is an actual hemp flower, as we call it. They call it a weed, and I think that's to dumb it down and to make us all think that we're smoking some kind of lesser thing. But this is a powerful, beautiful plant, and cannabis is what I like to call the regular plant. Hemp, obviously, is what this is. So the CBD is the cannabidiol, and that's the cannabinoid that's inside the hemp plant that we use in these products. And when you extract that oil from a pure plant like that, let me see if I can get this little jar to light up here and show you some crystals. I'm not sure how well you'll see these, but I have a little. Let me get close to that.
It's definitely amplified. It's definitely magnified.
Yeah, so you might be able to kind of see there's little crystals on there, and the crystals are what hold all the cannabinoids. So, this is the hemp flower, hemp plant. This is the flower from the plant. And then, the crystals are what actually contain the cannabidiol, which is the CBD. Now you'll see with a lot of other companies, and I won't disclose whose is whose, but here's an oil. I can see right through it. Now, how do you extract this with this color and end up with this clear oil like that? That's my first question. And that should be your first question when you're looking at hemp and CBD products. Here's another one. Crystal clear. You can see right through it. Now, I don't have a whole lot left in my Hempworx jar here, but you'll be able to see. That's a golden brown color. That's exactly what you're seeing here. Same kind of thing. So how you know it's a really good quality product is the extraction method they use to get the oil. So it's a CO2 extraction, which is a safe extraction method that they use to get all the cannabinoids, all the fats and lipids out of that oil. And so when it goes into here, this is hemp oil. This is actually a hemp oil that has all those cannabinoids and all those healing properties in it. Now, all of these other brands, what they do is they isolate the CBD molecule and they turn it into something like a white powder or something that dissolves into water, like, stevia or something like that. And then they mix it with a carrier oil like a MCT or coconut oil or vegetable glycol, and it doesn't have the same effect. You can have high concentration of CBD or cannabidiol in a product like that, but you're not getting all those other fats and lipids that come right out of this plant. And all of the entourage effect, which is something we really don't talk about a whole lot. But if you buy a full spectrum, you're going to get a little bit of THC, you're going to get some CBG, some CBN, some of these other cannabinoids that have their own special effect on the body. Like I said earlier, it's so amazing to me how this plant knows how to go right where it's needed.
Where it needs to be, right, exactly.
Because these different cannabinoids, the receptors in our body pull those different cannabinoids from the plant and use it in the area that it's needed. So it just really speaks to the quality, and that's why I really love this product a lot, and really thought it was important to kind of show people, even just the color of the plant in the oil makes such a huge difference in what you're putting in your body. And that same oil, is infused into all of these different products in a way that really makes them really effective. So
yeah, man, I tell you, it's really the experience for me. And I'm using the melatonin at night, and I use the oil throughout the day. But in the morning, every morning, man, I start off with a gel cap. It's either coffee berry or the Vitality. The Vitality is for the gut, like a probiotic, and then
nice.
The coffee. Yeah, or I use the coffee berry. If I'm doing shows that day, then I'll take the coffee berry instead. But it's a full 750 dropper, right? But in a gel cap format. So I'll take that, and that'll pretty much get me right as rain for the day. And then like if I need to, then I'll take the a little bit of the droppers throughout, and then wind down with the melatonin. But yeah, I tell you, I think you hit it on the head there, man. That's the closest thing to source. That's what it is. That's like source activation. I mean, it's right there in front of us, which has absolutely been amazing to be able to find something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting to see, and it definitely brings you to another dimension. We talk about 3D and 5D. There's been some research done that THC cannabis is somewhere in the fourth dimension, and I think CBD is beyond that. I think it's definitely something that can bring you because it doesn't have the psychoactive effect that changes your trajectory. So yeah, I think there's really something to it. It's funny here. Somebody just wrote SVH, the CBD alchemist. Thank you, my friend.
You are the CBD alchemist, man. Like, who better to have a show with about this than you?
No, it's just been a real passion of mine. I was a hyperactive kid, and I took Ritalin when I was a kid, and I hated the way that it made me feel. And when I got off of it, I still had the same issues. And I've always been very sensitive, very emotional. I got a big loving heart. But I've just, there's got to be a way to deal with those things,
Mm-hmm.
And as you go through life and you find your path and you find different things to spiritually grow through, you find that there's aids along the way that really help you with that. And I think the right herbs and the right, supplements and the right diet and the right exercise can definitely, and the right breath work, obviously, can really bring us to a whole nother level. And I think this stuff is doing a lot to really activate.
And people really just want to get, especially nowadays, because energies are just so heightened. I mean, everybody's just ultra sensitive with their energies right now, right, wrong, good or bad or whatever, but they're super sensitive with it. So I think more now, it's more important than ever, to be able to feel grounded and be tapped in and tuned in to your source. It really is. Otherwise, we're all seeing it. You know what I mean? We all see what's happening around us, a lot of times with the other side and all the stuff that's coming out there. So, it's a great way to take a vacation or a disconnect from all that.
100%. Yeah. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the opportunity with Hempworx and kind of the entrepreneurial thing. There's a lot of people right now that are not working, or work has changed for them dramatically. And they're looking for a way to, either supplement some income or actually make a living doing something that they really feel passionate about. And I think this is such a great opportunity there. And, I think alongside of what you do with your consulting work and how you have, kind of built this network out, I wondered if you could speak a little bit to the opportunity and to kind of what you see as, a way for people to really kind of jump in. For me, it's like you go and you buy a product that you're going to use and benefit from, even if you're apprehensive about, becoming an affiliate or something like that. You can get a group of people together. You can get some friends together. You can go in and buy an executive pack together and jump in and be in business. And everybody tries it out, and everybody has their own testimonial, and you've got something to share. And then you start talking with your friends about it. So I just see it as a beautiful way to not only share this plant power, but to really, help ourselves financially. There's a green connection there too. Where there is a way to jump in on the green rush, because I've been in the legal cannabis market for 5 years. Helped take a company public on the Canadian stock market. I've been, through a lot of levels of it, and I'm nowhere near making the kind of money that this green rush promised, years ago, because I'm on a different side of it, and I'm doing it for the right reasons. And I'm not trying to make us the Coca-Cola of cannabis. I'm trying to really just grow and serve the people with the plant power. And where the real green rush opportunity is with CBD. Because it's been oversaturated. You see it in all these, gas stations and Bed Bath & Beyond and CVS and Whole Foods. And but once they really narrow down to some standards, a lot of these people are going to fall off the map. And Hempworx is going to be leading the charge.
They're going to be standing. Yeah.
They're going to be still there with a great quality product. So we'd like to see people get in on the ground floor and benefit from using a really good product and an honest product that's going to help them, but then also being able to transition that into a way to earn some other green.
Well, think about it. It's pretty simple, man. It's like if because listen, I don't think there's a person out there, unless they're already gone through their working years and already accomplished what they feel like they needed to accomplish in their life. But I think the people out there that are still, in their working or their accumulation years of life, let's call it, I don't think there's a person out there that doesn't think about what are my other alternate sources of income for my household, or they're working for somebody, and how do I start a home-based business, and what do I do? And so what happens is people just get overloaded with information. Like I would just imagine, because I was one of these people, believe me, that looked into something, and I would get about 1,000 different home-based business opportunity kind of stuff like that. And after a while, you just set it all away, because it just becomes too much. To simplify it, look at it logically like this. If there's anybody that's even remotely thinking about a home-based business, what are the two most important things in life that stand the test of time? Your wealth and health, right? Wealth and health.
Amen.
There you go. It's encompassed it. So listen, if you were be able to get it, like for us, I don't feel like we're selling this at all. I feel like, man, we're sharing a miracle experience. And I want to tell the whole damn world that I found God. And I feel like this helped me get closer to whatever my version of God is, and I think that's just something I'm really passionate about. And I want to share that. Everybody's going to have people are going to talk about their weight loss. People are going to talk about their different experiences. And I think once people start feeling like they get healthier, and if this is one of those things that helps someone get healthier, your job for the most part is done for you. Now you just need to kind of talk about it, if you would. You've already kind of figured out, okay, I'm connected with this. How many times do people do hobbies and things like that, Scott, that they say, and there's their hobby, they're passionate, but they don't get paid to do it. This is something that you're gonna want to have there. You're gonna want to have there, that people are always going to be concerned about their health. There's always ways to help get there. They're also more importantly, their mind, body, spirit connection. I mean, for us, it's really been like, if you can tap the mind, body, spirit, then the health automatically will start to, take its turn in a positive direction for you. I really do believe that. I believe that comes from the mind. That's myself personally. So yeah, I think it's almost like a no-brainer. If you can jump on this, and if there's anything remotely in your mind that thinks that, hey, I would like to do this, I would like to learn ways to be able to get a healthier lifestyle, and also, possibly have a business on it. I mean, it's the game in town. I don't know of anybody else, believe me, and I really think that we would know, with as much as comes our way. But I really think that it's something for people to really seriously take a look at right now. They call it the $1 billion green rush for a reason. They really
That's
do.
Right.
They call it that for a reason, man. It's because it's everybody's wanting it, and you're right. I totally agree, and I really hope this happens, because the ones that are not regulating it, that these legitimate companies that have quality products like Hempworx, those are the ones that should be left standing. Everybody else shouldn't be. I mean, that's not, because you're still spending the same price for a crappy product, which isn't fair for people.
Totally. And I want to talk to that for just a minute too. People might get on, and this is like this with any product, and I'm not saying anything about Hempworx and pricing or anything like that, but you get in there, it's like, oh, what's my investment? Oh, I've got to buy a bottle of this, or I've got to try a product here or something to, kind of get into the groove of it. You get into the groove of it, you're going to use it, and you're going to want to use it again. So you're going to automatically order it, which gives you now an opportunity to actually, earn some money with the program.
Yeah.
And then once you do that, you start sharing it with the 2 or 3 people, and you start getting your orders in. It pays for itself, because now you're actually earning something on your sharing of this product with other people. So it's a really great opportunity, and I've really enjoyed seeing how so many people have jumped on and used it, and everybody's really expressing just like some real benefit from it. And I think it's really cool, and I think it goes right in line with what we're trying to do on these channels to raise people's vibration, to really get people to get to it a whole nother level. And once more truth comes out, and once more things get exposed, which I think we all believe more things are going to come out and be exposed, there's going to be some shock, and there's going to be some, a real shift. And once we do shift into a 5th dimension, fully shifted, there's going to be some real difficulty for some people to raise up to that vibration. So we need to give them a little help. We need to pull them up and hold their hand. And this is a real great way to do that.
We got to do it together, man. It's got to be a collective consciousness. I mean, if there's anything to all the stuff that's going to happen, that people talk about, health and wellness and financial well-being for everybody, that's going to take a collective consciousness to get there. I mean, that's just going to have to take a collective consciousness. So everybody needs to kind of be vibrating at that same, or beating to that same drum, I guess, if you would. The other thing too is one of the things too, the biggest apprehensions when we take a look at people who are looking in the home-based businesses, like kind of like what you said, well, I'm not a salesperson, I'm not this. This isn't about selling. That's the whole thing, is what I'm trying to get to here, is that this is about a feeling that you're going to hopefully experience. And when you feel that experience, nobody's going to teach you anything on what to say or not to say. You're automatically going to know exactly what to say. You're going to say, oh my God, whatever worked for you, whatever that may have been, whether it's the coffee or weight loss or the sleeping or the just overall wellness, you're going to speak to that, and you're going to want to let everybody know.
Express your truth, because it's true for you, and it's honest, and it feels right.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen there. Yep.
100%. Well, yeah, Jay, I think this has really been cool. We could definitely keep going here a little bit if you got a few more moments. I think everybody kind of hopped off to go listen to Trump, but let me take a look.
There'll be a replay, no worries.
The comments here real quick and see. See Terry here said, let's see, we can go. Yeah, show a little comment banner down here. All right, Terry, subscribe. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Hello, peeps from upstate New York here.
It's Mystic Mimi. How are you?
Chrissy says, I'm ordering tomorrow. I'm so ready. See, that's all you got to do is take that step. You're ready. You know it's time to do it. Check it out. Make sure that when you go, that you choose preferred customer so that you get a little special price break. And yeah, there's just a couple different ways that you can do that. But doing that through our network here, you want to choose preferred customer so you get all the benefit of that.
Plus, if they're looking at multiple products, Scott, they want to look at executive packages because there'll be additional save. They save money that way. The value packages that they have, they're pretty strong. Yeah.
If you're going to have 4 or 5 items that you're going to pick up anyway, then you get to one of those packages. You're going to be able to basically get one for free. It's really going to work out really well for you. Michael says, I love the melatonin.
Me too, Michael. Yep.
I just learned that 432 hertz is both the human and planet Earth harmonic resonance frequency. That is correct. Yeah, so 432 hertz is kind of an interesting, thing. So prior to Bach, from my understanding, everything was in 432 hertz tuning, and after Bach, there's a whole thing about the Nazis did it, or maybe they didn't do it, or maybe that was part of MK Ultra or whatever the case may be. But they did take this tuning from 430 hertz to 440 standard tuning. And what it did is it took all these harmonics and frequencies out that are in between the notes, that are the celestial notes. These are the real, frequencies that would help tune us to heavenliness every day, our divinity. That just all got squashed because they kind of weeded these things out with that particular tuning. So yeah, 432 hertz is really cool if you can find some music that's tuned to that. My old band Kurai actually tuned our whole record to 432 hertz. So 432 hertz metal. Yeah. Omega 3 and 6. Yep. Yeah, that's a omega 3 and 6 are really important oils. And again, I think that I can't speak to all of the fats and lipids that are in these oils, but if you're using a pure cannabis or hemp derived oil that's been extracted that way, it's not going to have any other fillers, or it's not going to have that stuff extracted out. So you would get those omegas and all those. I mean, that's the thing. You look at everything that hemp's made of. That's why I brought all these little, the shirt and the, everything else. But, hemp, you can use it for seed. The seed, you can eat it. It goes into superfoods. It goes into so many different things. It's just such a powerful plant. And it's just really like I said, a real honor to be able to share it with people.
It really is, man. Give
people our own experience of what it does for us.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure, man. It really is an honor to be able to do it. It's a privilege to get to talk about it. And I really do. Another thing to note, I wanted to bring up, Scott, if I can, is that the other good thing about I like working with Hempworx is the fact that they have a 60-day empty bottle guarantee. So if you take it and you empty the bottle and you didn't feel like it did what it needed to do for you, then send it back and they'll give you your money back.
You can't beat that.
I mean, what else can you do?
Absolutely no, you can't lose situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really says something right there too, because there are very few products on the market. I've sold a lot of things and I've been in a lot of different businesses over the years. And it's just there, you never get 100% satisfaction guarantee where you have that kind of time. And usually if you do, it's a 30-day, 60-day, that's unheard of. So
60 days. Yeah. Empty bottle too. So, try the whole thing, give it all you got, you know what I mean? And give it a real good shot.
No, that's great. That's really something that, is really honorable about the company too. So and that's, I guess the last thing I kind of want to say about it is, they're a great company. They seem like really, on the pulse of things. They really care about things. We are really careful, and I guess I'll make my disclaimer now that, we're not giving medical advice. We're not offering, recommendations for health, in that respect. But we are sharing what we know, and what we've experienced and what we felt ourselves and what our friends have felt and what we've seen other people's reactions have been to these plant powers. And we just really feel like it's important for people to open their minds to it and really look at the possibilities of what could my life be like if I didn't have to deal with this every day or that every day. And if there's something that people are telling me could really help with that, why am I not using it? And we just really encourage you guys to really give it a shot. And if you have questions, I'm always available. You can always reach out to me through my channel. You can reach out to me through the Quantum Super channel, the Collective Super channel, through Jay and April at Spiritually Raw. And we're all here to help. We're all here to work together. We're all learning as we're going. So I just really always welcome the opportunity to chat up a little bit about cannabis and hemp and just the plant power. So this has been a real pleasure. Jay, is there anything you would like to close out with or share with the peeps?
I would just say, if there's any part of you, anybody out there that feels like, it would be a good time for you to hit a reset with your mind, body, spirit, give it a go, for real. If you'll know what part of your body, what needs a reset. You already know that right now, for real. So, I mean, if there's any part of you that's really thinking it, and it's probably there, give that a go. You got everything to gain. You really do. So that's what I would say. And thank you for bringing me on here today, Scott.
No, that's right. That's all good, man. I really appreciate what you guys do. I want to make sure that everybody checks out Spiritually Raw. They have just what it says right there in the banner: ass whipping truth every day. They're going to whip your ass with the truth. And we need more of that kind of ass whooping.
We do, man. Yeah, we do.
And I love that it's just free and open information, and there's a lot of great stuff on there. We're really talking a lot about what's going on in the world today through all the different channels that we, shows that we have on the channels here. So again, I just want to thank you and April for, bringing this network together and bringing us all together to share truth and knowledge with people. And I look forward to doing it again, brother.
It used to take a village. Now it takes an internet. So let's do it. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right.
There you go. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey friends, it's your pal SVH here. I just wanted to take a quick second to give you a little bit of my own personal testimony on Hempworx products. I've been using this stuff for about 6 weeks now and really seeing a difference in just my overall energy, my wellness, my morning aches and pains don't last as long, and I just really been enjoying it. I've been using the 750 tincture, and also been enjoying the coffee quite a bit, and drinking that in the morning and then again in the afternoon, and finding that works really well for me. I've also had really great luck with the CBD melatonin capsules, and I've even tried out the sleep spray. So if you haven't tried out Hempworx, you need to get over there and give it a shot. Hempworx.com/highervibesvh.